Most of the NFL's greatest quarterbacks ever took home at least one Super Bowl. We know Tom Brady has 5 and Terry Bradshaw has 4, good on them. But other Super Bowl-winning QBs were way too good, and truth be told, they didn't win as many as they should have. Agreed. One of the worst things a human can have. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we dive into 10 Super Bowl-winning quarterbacks who should have won more rings. And here's a Total Pro Sports public service announcement. If you didn't know, we generate most of our video ideas based upon what you put in the comments, so feel free to comment below on other videos that you want to see on our channel. And if we use them, we'll give you a shout out. Number 10, Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe was supposed to be the face of the New England Patriots forever. Why else do you think they handed him a $103 million contract in 2001? You know the story. The once great Patriots quarterback gets injured early in the 2001 season, gets replaced by Tom Brady, and loses his job. Bledsoe wins a Super Bowl as Brady's backup, then finishes his career with the mediocre Buffalo Bills and Dallas Cowboys. If Bledsoe wasn't replaced by Brady, he could have been the one leading a dynasty. But TB12 got his chance and made the most of it. Number 9, Troy Aikman. Aikman was quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys' 90s dynasty that took home 3 Super Bowls over a 4-year span. He had a superstar wide receiver in Michael Irvin and the all-time rushing leader in Emmitt Smith. Honestly, though, Aikman should have won more. But owner Jerry Jones parted ways with legendary head coach Jimmy Johnson. Irvin kept running into trouble with the law. Other key players from the dynasty slowly departed. Aikman was forced to retire after the 2000 season after sustaining a series of concussions. Just some bad luck cost him the chance of matching Bradshaw and Joe Montana's 4 rings. Number 8, John Elway. One of the best pocket passers of his era, John Elway really did things his way, the right way. But Elway constantly couldn't get over the hump. Between the 1986 and 89 seasons, Elway took the Denver Broncos to 3 Super Bowls. They lost every single one of them. Of course, Elway retired as a back-to-back Super Bowl champion. But think about it. He could have had 5. Had he gotten that 3rd ring, many would be mentioning his name in the GOAT conversation. Number 7, Drew Brees. We know he's not done yet. But unlike Aaron Rodgers, time isn't on Brees' side to add more championships to his resume. Now, Brees is a surefire Hall of Famer. It's possible he retires as the all-time leader in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Think about that. Brees won Super Bowl 44 with the New England Saints, and we all thought he could have won more. But every freaking year, the Saints' defense is just horrible. Putrid, disgusting, stinkaroo, gross. When a guy is throwing 30 touchdowns and 4,000 passing yards annually, he should have more than 1 ring, period. Number 6, Roger Staubach. Captain America is one of the reasons the Dallas Cowboys are known today as America's team. He led them to a pair of Super Bowl championships in the 70s, but Staubach came close to winning more than that. Roger lost 2 Super Bowls to the Steelers, one of them coming because of that costly drop by Jackie Smith in Super Bowl 13. A couple of bounces and he would have had 4 rings. Staubach also retired after a strong showing in the 1979 season. Had he kept playing in his prime, he could have added more rings. But hey, 2 is better than 1. And time out! We have a question for you. Down in the comments below, let us know what other NFL quarterback should have won more Super Bowls. And if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that. And if you like the video, feel free to hit the like button. We'd love it so much. And number 5, Johnny Unitas. Actually, Unitas made his case as the best quarterback of all time. He's the one who revolutionized the position, the man who pioneered the pass-happy style. A 3-time MVP, Unitas won 3 NFL championships with the Baltimore Colts and 1 Super Bowl. But he was undoubtedly the best of his generation. Mind you, he only played 8 seasons in the Super Bowl era and was often injured. Doesn't mean Unitas should have won less titles, however. With his greatness, it's hard to believe he only captured 1 Super Bowl. Number 4, Kurt Warner. Warner came out of nowhere in 1999 to become a superstar. He led the St. Louis Rams to a Super Bowl 34 championship while also winning the league MVP that year. Warner led the greatest show on turf offense and looked primed to win multiple rings. But his Rams lost by a hair to the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 36. And his Arizona Cardinals lost by inches to the Steelers in Super Bowl 43. Throw in injuries in 2003 and 6 that kept him on the sidelines, and you get our point. Warner will happily tell you he's fine with at least 1 championship. But man, a couple of tiny breaks and he'd have at least 3. Number 3, Joe Montana. A 4-time Super Bowl champion? Hey, Joe Cool still should have won more, and we can prove it. If Roger Craig didn't fumble in the final minutes of the 1990 NFC Championship game against the New York Giants, then the 49ers probably whipped the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. And if Montana wasn't limited to 1 game through the 1990 and 91 seasons, then who knows? And if he wasn't replaced by Steve Young? Oh man. Basically, Montana could have as many as 7 rings, and at least 5, but he just didn't get those breaks that guys like Brady and Bradshaw got. Number 2, Brett Favre. Before Peyton Manning broke the records, Brett Favre was the all-time leader in career touchdowns and passing yards. He also won 3 straight MVPs from 95 to 97. the gunslinger probably was the top quarterback of the 90s and for parts of the 2000s. Favre did lead the Green Bay Packers to a Super Bowl 31 championship, then they barely lost to the Broncos in Super Bowl 32, so much for a repeat. Favre's Packers then got screwed over by officials in the 1998 wildcard round versus the 49ers. And if he didn't throw those gut-wrenching interceptions in the 2007 and 9 NFC Championship games, we could be talking 3 or 4 rings for Favre. Think about that. And number 1, Peyton Manning. All-time leader in passing yards and TDs, a 5-time NFL MVP, 14 Pro Bowls, and only 2 Super Bowls. How? What can we say? Manning took both the Colts and Broncos to a pair of Super Bowl appearances. He had a different head coach for each. He won 1 championship with each team, but still, if his special teams didn't fail him, Manning and the Colts would have beaten the Saints in Super Bowl 44. Manning also couldn't beat the mighty Patriots and Brady early in his career. That kind of hurt him. Manning's defense in Indy also cost him a ton of playoff games. He didn't have a Malcolm Butler or Mean Joe Green. He only had himself for most of it, and that's why he only won 2 rings. Really, it's a wonder how he didn't wind up with 4 or 5. So, let us know in the comments below what other NFL quarterback should have won more Super Bowls. And as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.